video we are going to discuss about the posterior part of Norma basalis. So if you observe the posterior part, it is divided into the median part and the lateral part. Okay, so the median part, if you see from before backwards means from here to here, what structures you are seeing? The first most prominent is the foramen magnum, and on the sides of foramen magnum you can see the occipital condyles, and you can see the external occipital protuberance. It is a prominent one, and this one in the middle is called as external occipital crest. And you can also see the nuchal lines. This is a superior nuchal line and this is a inferior nuchal line. So these are all the structures which are present in the median part of the posterior part of Norma basalis. So first we'll start with foramen magnum. So you can see it is the largest foramen of the skull. It is opening upward into the posterior cranial fossa. Okay, and it is and downwards into vertebral canal. So upwards it is opening into the posterior cranial fossa and downwards into the vertebral canal. So the view you are seeing now, it is towards the vertebral canal. Okay, and on each side you can see the occipital condyles. Now coming to the external occipital crest. So this crest begins at the posterior margin of foramen magnum and ends posteriorly above the external occipital protuberance. Okay, now coming to the nuchal lines. As I said, there are superior nuchal lines and inferior nuchal lines. So the highest nuchal line may be sometime present but not always, and it is even present, it will be faded. Okay, now coming to the lateral area. So that's it about median area, very simple. Now coming to the lateral area. In the lateral area you will see the condylar part of occipital bone, you will see the squamous part of occipital bone, you are also seeing the jugular foramen. This is called as jugular foramen. Between the occipital bone, squamous occipital bone and the teres part of temporal bone, you have the jugular foramen. Now coming to the styloid process, you can see here this is the styloid process of temporal bone and also the mastoid process of the temporal bone, which is present on two sides. Okay, so these are all the features of lateral side of posterior part of Norma basalis. So let us discuss about the lateral part now. First we'll discuss about occipital condyles. So they articulate with this occipital condyles articulate with the superior articular facets of atlas vertebra to form the atlanto-occipital joint. Okay. Now coming to the hypoglossal or anterior condylar canal. You can see here clearly this is a hypoglossal canal and it is anterior superior to occipital condyle. Okay. Now coming to the condylar or posterior condylar canal. This is occasionally present in the floor of condylar fossa. So only occasionally present behind the occipital condyle, and it opens into the sigmoid sulcus superiorly. If you turn this, if you see interior of skull, it will communicate with the sigmoid sulcus. Now coming to the jugular process of occipital bone. So where is the jugular process? Actually this part is called as the jugular process of occipital bone. You can see here it is mentioned jugular and mastoid process. This is the mastoid process and this is the jugular process. So the jugular process is lateral to occipital condyle, right? And it forms the posterior boundary of jugular foramen. You can see this is the jugular foramen. So in the posterior side you have the jugular process. Now coming to the jugular foramen. As we said, this is the jugular foramen. The jugular foramen is very large and elongated and it is present at posterior end of pterooccipital suture. Pterooccipital suture means between the teres part of temporal bone and the squamous part of occipital bone. You are having at the junction, you are having your jugular foramen here. Okay. And now coming to the posterior end of foramen. If you see the posterior end of foramen, its anterior wall is formed by teres temporal bone, which is hollow out to form the jugular fossa. So here it will hollow out to form a jugular fossa. This is called as a jugular fossa here. Okay, this is the posterior wall and this is the anterior wall. So posterior wall will hollow and form the jugular fossa, which lodges the superior bulb of internal jugular vein. So the superior bulb of internal jugular vein is present in the jugular fossa on the posterior side of the jugular foramen. Okay, and also it lodges the internal jugular vein superior bulb. That's what we are saying. And this fossa is larger on right side than left side. So if you see this fossa, it is larger on right side when compared with left side. So the lateral wall of the jugular fossa is pierced by mastoid canaculus. So here somewhere over here will be present the mastoid canaculus. This is the medial side of the jugular fossa and this is the lateral side. So on the lateral side of jugular fossa, here you will be having a mastoid canaculus. So now if you see near the medial end of jugular foramen here, there is a jugular notch. So there will be a jugular notch here, okay, and this jugular notch, it is having at the apex of the jugular notch, there is opening into the cochlea canaculus. So there is cochlea canaculus and here is the mastoid canaculus. So remember, to the jugular fossa laterally there is mastoid canaculus, and to the jugular foramen medially there is a jugular notch, and in the jugular notch there will be cochlear canaculus. So these are important. And you have one more canaculus, that is tympanic canaculus. The tympanic canaculus opens on or near the thin edge of bone between the jugular fossa and lower end of carotid canal. So in this diagram you can see clearly this is the carotid canal and this is the jugular fossa. So here in between, exactly at this location, there is tympanic canaculus. So once again let us revise the three canaculus. The first one is mastoid canaculus. Mastoid canaculus is present lateral to the jugular fossa here, okay, and medial to the jugular foramen there is jugular notch, and here you are having a which canaculus, that is cochlear canaculus, and between the carotid canal and between the jugular foramen, in between here you are having tympanic canaculus. So these three canaculus we need to remember. Now coming to the styloid process. So you can see clearly this is the styloid process of the temporal bone, okay. This is of a temporal bone, that is important to remember. And now coming to stylomastoid foramen. So there is a foramen here, you can see clearly this is the stylomastoid foramen, okay. So the stylomastoid foramen is situated posterior to root of styloid process. So this is the root of styloid process. Posteriorly you can see the stylomastoid foramen. According to the name stylo, it is present in mastoid bone. So stylomastoid foramen. And it is present at anterior end of mastoid notch. So you can see this is the mastoid notch, anterior to it you have stylomastoid foramen. Now coming to the mastoid process, you can see clearly this is large conical projection located posterior lateral to stylomastoid foramen. It is directed downwards and forwards. It forms a lateral wall of mastoid notch. So that's it. This is all about the posterior part of norma basalis. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.